Welcome to Wearing History. Today we're going to go over how to sew the front panels into the Leslie 1950s skirt. The skirt has really great seam lines on the front with quite a drastic curve that helps accentuate the waistline. It can be a bit tricky to sew, so I'm just going to show you what to do in this video. First thing you want to do is interface the whole fronts of the piece. Of course, in the period instructions it doesn't say to do this, but I'm using full interfacing because it'll help stabilize my buttonholes on the front. If you're doing the non-buttonhole version, this is not necessary. It will look a little bit different because your front will be cut on the fold. I'm marking my seam line now, which is 5/8 of an inch, using a chalk pencil, which you can grab at any craft store. Make sure you test it first to make sure it'll come out in the wash. I'm marking the side of both pieces because I want my seams to be symmetrical. You'll really be able to tell if one side of the seam is off. I'm not marking the straight sections because I don't find it necessary. I'll use my seam guide for that. Next thing you're going to do is take your side front skirt and you're going to gather it across the front between the notches. But before you do this, you're going to want to mark your seam guide here. I'm going to use a yellow chalk marker for this. You can grab this at a craft store as well. I'm marking 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, same as the other side, of course. I'm marking around the curve, and then I'm also not marking the front straight edge because I don't find it necessary, but if you don't have a seam guide, for sure you can mark every side that you want to. 5/8 of an inch will mark both sides of the side front pieces. Now I'm going to move over to my sewing machine where I'm going to mark 5/8 of an inch with my seam guide. Then I'm going to start my gathering stitches. I'm setting my stitch length to the longest stitch length my machine can do. The first stitch line is going to be about 1/4 inch from the cut edge. My second seam line is going to be just on the other side of my marked seam allowance. I'm not sewing on the seam guide here that we drew earlier because I don't want to pick out weird thread after my seam is done. It'll be a lot easier to pull out the thread if it's not exactly on the seam line. 2 stitches means that it will be a lot easier to pull in without snapping too. That should be what it looks like after your stitches are done. I'm now grabbing 2 edges, both on the inside, and I'm pulling it to gather it in. You want this to be evenly spaced so that it'll attach to your skirt. Now you see these 2 curves. In order to get them to fit together, I'm going to have to snip my seam allowance before I sew it here. It won't go all the way to the seam allowance. I leave about 1/8 of an inch so that it won't have fraying when it's washed, but you do need clips in order to get it to sew together nicely. I'm marking my notches here. I'm matching them together. There should be 1 notch on the curved part and 1 towards the side seam. I'm now pulling in the gathering so it'll fit. And you'll notice that there are no real gathers right next to the side seam. That's because it would look kind of weird when it's sewn. So it's a little bit in from the side seam where the gathering starts. Gather it evenly all the way across and then start using your pins to hold it into place. You can flip from one side to the other side depending on what sounds good to you. But remember, you're going to be stitching exactly on that seam line that you marked in an earlier step. Just wiggling it across to make sure it looks even, and then use your pins. You want the heads of the pins to be facing out because you're going to be stitching this from a different side. So I'll be sewing it on the interfaced side so that I can clearly seam the line that I marked, and I will easily be able to get into that tight curve. The curve is the trickiest part, so make sure to take your time when you pin around that and make sure that your fabric is nice and flush. Now I'm marking the straight edges. I'm marking those 2 notches together. Like I said, I'm sewing this from the interfaced side, so my pins are so that I can pull that out as I'm sewing. Now I did cut mine a little bit too short on one section because I accidentally cut it where it was supposed to turn up instead of the cut edge, which was really silly, so don't be like me and pay attention to the pattern markings. Now I'm going to sew this on the machine along that seam line. At my machine, I'm marking 5/8 of an inch seam allowance with my magnetic seam guide. Now I'll start stitching. Make sure that your stitch length is set to what your regular stitch length is, not the super wide gathering stitch you used earlier. And go slowly, making sure you smooth out the under layer where the gathering is so that it faces out away from you. You don't want it to be caught in that seam line as you go through these curves. When you get to the curves, you'll need to have the flexibility that came with the clipping. So go as slow as you need to do and just keep pulling your pins out and going a few stitches and pulling your pins out and going a few stitches until you've got the curve nicely sewn. After that, it's pretty easy. You just go straight on the straight part using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, of course. And that goes a lot faster than going around that curve, that's for sure. When it's sewn, it should look like this. You can see the clipped edge. I'm also going to clip the under layer here. That's what I'm reaching through the clips to find so that it lays really nicely. And you press it up towards the waistline, and it will be enclosed in a future step. That is it. Make sure you follow along. We'll be doing future tutorials for this, including the facing. Patterns are at Wearing History on Etsy or wearinghistory.clothing. Thank you so much for watching.